So I'm working on my Raspberry Pi Workstation 2 video. As you can see, there's a lot of H's on there because I just jammed the SD card out of it because it pissed me off. It pissed me off so bad it broke my new cell phone. Yeah. So that's how we're going to start this vlog. Off to a good start. In other news, I just got done watching some Jupiter Broadcasting here. I'm over here. Got some goodies going on over there in the server rack, which I'm really starting to like. There's the camera over there because I've been doing some. And I swear, this whole thing has been plagued with technical difficulties. Start the video, audio was overmodulated. Went back again, the battery on the recorder here just dies and I'll lose a bunch of audio, so now I have to dub in the audio for that portion of the video. I start working on it. Ubuntu Mate makes me rage, and I just finished making the video about this. I'm like, oh, how long will this phone last? Well, guess what, it lasted about an hour after I finished filming that clip and started working on this one. Gotta love it. So now I've got to figure out what I'm doing here. I'm gonna get so drunk, smoke some cigarettes, and that's it. I'm done. I'm done. My life is. How do you like that, Colonel Panic? Huh? Yeah, I took the SD card right out of that sucker while it was on.
Okay, now it's time to update Roy. He's been running this. Was it Ubuntu 15.10, I believe? It's about to go out of service. And now, of course, there's 16.04, but we know already we can't let him do that. So I think there's a good opportunity to update my notes and my documentation on installing Arch Linux. I got a hard drive here for backing up. There's also a USB in here for Arch. We got Clonezilla, so we can at least Clonezilla everything before we get started. Of course, back up his home directory and get everything ready to have him switch to Arch. We'll start by copying the home folder. This is a good way to get started. Now that his home folder's done copying, I have made kind of a simple list here of all the apps that he will be using, so I know what to install when we get to the good part. We're now Clonezilla in the hard drive just in case I screw it up. So first of all, to get started, we're going to go ahead and partition up the hard drive. I'm finally getting my documentation together, and look at this long string of stuff to install. I just hope it works on the first try. I guess we're about to find out. While I'm waiting for all this to download and install, because it looks like it's going to be a big one, look what I got here. Doesn't this look interesting? Yeah. It's not hot and spicy like I thought it would be. It's just a stout. So this is what it looks like in a glass. I was going to give Roy some here to enjoy while he watches Arch install. Got my notes pretty well down. Looks like the install went pretty well. So now the magical reboot. The moment of truth. Did this installation go successfully? We're about to find out right here on AnthWare's Arch Linux. Yeah, don't ask where I got that from. Looks like we got the boot menu. As long as I get, a login, I'm good to go. Good to go. There we go. Not sure what that is. KVM is disabled by BIOS, but that's not a big deal. Cool. So far, so good. We're at a desktop now. Setting things up, copying his home folder back. And I took a screenshot here. And this is what I gotta make it look like. This is where it was before. I want to try to make it look like that. There we go. It's almost just like it was before. Everything's working perfectly except a little audio glitch when the computer turns on. The audio is very scratchy and grainy, but after a couple of seconds, after going up and down with the volume, it starts working again. Couldn't figure it out. I've been sitting here for hours trying to figure it out, so I'm just going to leave it where it's at for now, and maybe one day I'll figure it out. So Roy calls me over, says he has no disk space left. Yeah, 0. But I discovered what the problem was. This X Sessions error file is 15.8 gigabytes huge. I guess for now, to fix this,
I could just create a link going into dev.null, but it's very interesting. The problem, this is all that's in there, is just a bunch of this, which is interesting. So I'm gonna look into it a little bit deeper and see what I can find. You know, I'm honestly gonna say I'm stumped on this one. So all I did was delete the file, rebooted the PC, and now it's staying at a moderate level. You know, it's staying tiny. I'm not sure what was wrong with the audio or whatever caused it to do that, to make that log file huge. But I learned something else new today, and I'll be keeping my eye on this one.
Okay, so Clank comes to me and says, hey, you know, I need a karaoke computer, right? Shut up, bird. So we've got to make one of those. He dropped off 2 laptops, both in HP. This one here is, best way I could describe it is a Windows 10 piece of crap.
Karaoke.
He's like, oh, here's the manual for it. Figure it out. But the problem is, he's running Windows 10. He brought this laptop over, said this was the old karaoke machine. Now this is a Windows Vista dual core machine.
As you can see here, it's only running 2.26 gigahertz. Ooh, dual core.
I have already started. I have Clonezilla the machine on this one, and we're gonna go with Antergos. Let's see if we can make a karaoke machine out of this thing.
I think with this, I'm gonna try OpenBox for the first time.
Well, looks like it, Arch, it might have to be a fail on this. Unfortunately, the problem is Arch does not have the 2 programs that I need to make this work. Here we are in Ubuntu 15.4, I believe. I can get the program and the tool needed to rip the discs. Well, and I've searched the web, it doesn't, and tried everything, it just doesn't exist in the Arch world. I guess it isn't that popular. So, I guess I'm gonna have to do Ubuntu. So here are the karaoke discs. There is a ton of these things in here. Just a ton. Look at all these songs you get in one pack. I mean, definitely don't know who's gonna get stuck with the ripping. I have a feeling I am, but I was trying to do some research and I entered this company's name, went to their website, and it looks like to me that, well, their site is now called Karaoke Cloud. Makes perfect sense, you know, do it on the cloud, you know, get everything updated online, pay a monthly subscription. Makes a lot of sense instead of using those discs, because these discs are about 7 years old since this one came out in 2009. That's old, you know, for old technology. So this is kind of like a dying art of technology, as you will. Now, what's interesting about the software he chose, he paid $99 for this software here, which is basically a kind of a fancy media player, we'll say that. So kind of update on what I've done here. I have got the karaoke software installed and it works, but when I was screwing around, I accidentally discovered something. And this really, really made me mad. And we're just gonna, you know what, well, I already got we got VLC open here. And I accidentally opened one of these karaoke files in VLC. And what do you know? We're just gonna go ahead and stop that for copyright reasons, but as you just saw there, I was able to play the karaoke files in VLC. Which means my original Arch idea would have worked just fine if when I was researching karaoke on Linux and everything came up was that PY karaoke thingy. How come out of all the forum posts, out of the 2 hours of searching, nobody said open it in VLC? So I'm kind of just sharing this information because if somebody else is in this boat, you don't have to go through with that. Now I understand why it's not in the Arch user repository, because it's a very, very old software, and modern software like VLC plays the karaoke files just fine. As far as ripping them though, the program that was suggested here, this CDG Tools,
doesn't work. In order to use it, you have to rip the disc first and then import it into the program, then rip the tracks. Well, luckily, I did a little digging around and we got this one called Audio Grabber. It's running under Wine, but it does the trick perfectly. And what I mean by that, you just put your disc in there, it checks with the web, and then to make your karaoke ones, you just go to CD and then select grab CDG plus compressed file. So it was a lot more simpler than I thought. I've actually could have done this in Arch, but you know what? I'm gonna leave it as is for here. We're gonna let, Ubuntu take its course here because I've already done a lot of work to get the system up to where it is. And the user has never used Linux before, so I tried to make things a little bit more familiar, so that way the user's not in complete shock. So what I'm gonna do now is update the system as much as possible, make sure everything's working, clean up the desktop, make it look a little neater, and then we'll move on from there. Hey, I'm in a Skype call with Tommy. Tommy's getting ready to do another show tonight. Started to get the setup going up in here. Got my curtains up, so how does it sound? It sounds a lot different in here, so no echo now. So yeah. Now that we're all settled in, let's give you a tour of the new studio. As you can see, no longer cramped in a small apartment anymore. Thank God. I got a whole room all to myself here. Let's see where to start. The old desk. This was the desk that used to be at the old place where the setup used to be. It was a little cramped on there with the two big monitors and whatnot, so I decided to turn this into my retro area, I guess you call it. Got some retro Game Boys over here. An old video game. This is my old laptop, my old Acer. My old Windows 98 PC. One of these days, I'm going to have to do a video on this thing. It is really neat, good for retro gaming. Down here, it's got an old, Microsoft mouse and keyboard. It's now got the booby mouse because it's just uncomfortable to use, so I'm just going to leave it here with this system. All this stuff up here you've seen before, including, I don't know, I think that's new. We got that in Seattle this year. So all the knickknacks and stuff and whatnot. Here is the old iMac sitting over here. Still need to find a keyboard for this bad boy. Up here, I've never hung this up before, but to get my Weeboo on, there is a poster we picked up in Japan and finally decided to put her up. I have completely done the entire room in curtains to help with the sound for when I'm doing my podcasts over here. Got a studio light. Green screen back here on this wall. Needs to be ironed out because it sat in a box for many years because I've never had any room to set it up. This is my little knick-knack stand over here. Got some creepers. A few things I got in Japan. And those stuffed Minecraft toys, those came from Mr. Rasmus. Good guy. I got this for Christmas from Mark. You watch the Christmas live stream. He just kind of chills out there on top of the PC. Over here, main editing rig. Oh, and that's not a real fire. That's just a small heater to keep me warm in here because it is wintertime. Keyboard and mouse down there. Mouse I got in Japan's up here, but it's mostly used for over here because this is the podcasting station on the third monitor, so that way I can podcast over here and still control the mouse without having to turn all the way over here, because as you can see, there's a lot of screen real estate in there, so I can be editing here, watching YouTube over here, and right now this one's called the Social Media Command Center screen when I'm not podcasting. My mixer, my keyboard, so hopefully I can get back into making music again. It's been a long time since I've done that. Be good to get back into it. And then back behind the green screen is another hidden room. Yeah. And back here is where I'm going to be filming unboxing videos, and when I do small little tech videos, you'll see in the future how this gets used. So I'm kind of excited to try this out. And, well, that's about it for the room tour. Besides this big guy here, this is an oversized overkill air purifier to help with the dust situation. Of course, the dust, yeah, it's loud. And, of course, the dust situation here is a lot less than the old place. And, of course, there's an air conditioner outside of the studio which I can show you real quick. See here, the air conditioner right below the server rack, which is out here in the living room, because this is where the cable comes into the house. And this is where everything gets routed here. So that way, also, the server rack is also on a separate circuit than the rest of the computers. So there you go. There's a quick little tour of the new studio in the new house. It's Christmas time, guys. Yep, it's Christmas time. It's time to open some gifts. We already know what it is because the person who gave it to us said, hey, we got you 2 of these, and we opened one last night. They wanted us to open one while they were here. And they are Sammy Smoke Shop vape glasses.
What is it? It's a pot and pan set.
Is it? You sure? How long have you been bugging me? Now we can get rid of those old junky ones, honey.
Yeah.
All right, this one says, from you, honey. What is it? Looks flat. What is it? Warning, choking hazard? Ah. More Minecraft stickers! Creeper and Zombie. Hey, Cat and Dog and Steve. Piggies. Cool. Thank you, honey.
From you.
Uh-huh.
What is it? Hey! It's a nice set.
Uh-huh. This one's from you?
Huh?
Yep. From you. Ripped in Disney princess wrapping paper. Ah, just what I needed. Charge my vape. Yeah, because the one I have is dying and only does 2 batteries. This does 4. Thanks, sweetie. Alright. I think I see what it is. I think it's more of yours. I think it's for you.
Oh, cute.
Hello Kitty mug. Another thing we opened it last night, was Pokemon Sun and Moon. So we'll be playing that. There we go. Look at this. I think it's time to get our double glazed brown sugar ham into the oven. Cooking with AnthWare. Oh, yes. Mmm. Look at that beautiful ham. Mmm. Bon appetit. Christmas dinner is ready and served. Let's chow down on this. And Christmas wouldn't be complete with a little white Christmas. And look at these snowflakes. Look at them. Isn't that beautiful? They look just like snowflakes in the pictures.
Turkey.
Happy New Year's, because we're gonna eat this royally screwed turkey.
Shut up! It's gonna be
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Woohoo! Yay! It's 2016. I mean 2017. Finally. Come here. Let's try that again. Happy New Year, sweetie. Finally, 2016 can go fuck itself. Finally, 2016 is over. And my goodness, after the trouble of, besides, you know, after the Japan trip earlier in the year of 2016, all the crap that I went through in 2016 till now, and yeah, I'm glad 2016 is over. Ready to start 2017. So let's bring it on. Let's see what this year's got. I'm excited. So stay tuned, guys. For the next video, we've got up on the editing table is Arch Linux versus Windows 10. And then after that will be my road trip 2016, which was a good road trip. Haven't edited that vlog. Got to get it done because I want to finish all the 2016 vlogs, for exception for the Japan vlogs, because I like to slowly let that content out. And from there, we'll just see what comes. I think Geeking Off might be coming to an end of its first season. Yeah. Yeah. But we'll just have to wait and see. Just stay tuned for 2017. This is Anthony from AnthWare, and from this time and every time on, folks, keep on clicking. This is Anthony from AnthWare, signing off.